everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co host, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It is going well. I have just been knee deep, not really, in resin all day, just playing
Hmm.
with my resin, making fun, exciting things. I'm going to be debuting my Etsy shop tomorrow
Awesome.
on case updates. So I know some of
Fabulous.
you were real interested in that one unicorn I have. She's going to be
Hmm.
available along with a bunch of other things. I'm really excited.
Awesome.
So, yeah, really fun.
Pardon the yawn.
I have discovered that I'm hardly ever on my phone anymore. I frequently can't find it because I'm busy resining and not paying attention to it, which is unusual for me.
Right?
But
Well,
that's because I got this to do.
yeah. Well, exciting. I'm super excited. We're going to hold your feet directly to the fire and expect to see your
It
Etsy
will.
store tomorrow night on
You
case
will.
updates. By
You
God.
will. That is my
Okay.
plan.
Well, very cool. I'm excited.
Hmm.
I too have been phew, I've been working with glass today. Only managed to get like 2 or 3 shards in my fingers before I put gloves on.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
glove craft. It is a glove craft. It always will be. Always. I did manage to put eyewear on before I started breaking glass today, so that's something.
Well,
Uh,
that's good. Glad to hear that.
so I had one big kiln meltdown disaster, which was just my fault. I was just freestyling and no, that's not going to work. But I did also manage to fire some pendants, some cabochons, and earring sets this afternoon. So I just went and checked on them right before this show, and they were too hot to handle yet, but they're going to be amazing. They're actually so much better than I thought they'd be. I can't believe it. So I'm excited.
Yay. Good. That's so
The
cool.
thing is about inheriting glass or buying glass the way I did is when
Hmm.
glass fires, a lot of times it looks differently than it does when it's raw.
Oh, so you don't
And
know what you're going
so
to get?
you don't always know. I don't know. Yeah, and with this glass particularly, it's not at all what I thought it was gonna be, and it's so much
Oh.
better. So, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
that's always nice when it's better rather than worse.
It's like it's kind of a peacock theme, the colors, and it's not what I fired
Ooh.
or what I put in the molds, but anyway, so those hopefully will be on, in my Etsy store by tomorrow. Hopefully,
Yay.
we'll see. I'm hoping tonight to clean them and get them, glued up and stuff to findings and things, so we'll find out. But anyway, so that's
Yay.
fun.
You
Yeah,
know us when
so
we're not true crime and we're creating because that's just who we
mhm,
are.
mhm. Monkey mind always has to be doing something. But
So true. It is so true. I'm just much happier when I am constantly busy. That is just,
mhm.
I think we were raised that way. I think that's Mormon
Yeah.
girls for you.
Mhm. I think so too. Yeah. Well, we have a lot to cover tonight. Some wild
We
stuff
do.
in the crime world. So
Oh,
we have a brand new segment that we have
mhm.
needed for a long time, but Christy
Yes.
did the work to create the segment. So good on you, and thank you. So you're going to
Hmm.
kick us off with some dumb criminal crime.
Sure am. I hope you loved the video if you
I
saw
like
it.
it.
I had a lot of fun making it. So, you know, we had the Cabbage Patch Kid craze, and we had the Beanie Baby craze, and we had the Tickle Me Elmo craze, and
Mm.
so many others. But now we have another really stupid craze, and
Mhm.
that is the Stanley Cup craze.
This does not
This
look good.
is a cop car covered in brand new Stanley Cups. So, our very first dumb criminal comes to us from Michigan. Hang on. Hang on one moment because no, they don't. That's my other segment. Just a second because no, they don't come from there. But this is a theft that happened at a Target recently. Now you'd think, people are going to steal some stuff from a Target. What might those things be? Electronics, clothing, makeup, things worth money? No. This woman in Roseville, California,
Mhm.
stole $2,500, 65 Stanley Cups from a Target
All at the same time?
all at the same time.
Holy shit.
So she ran out with the cart, refused to stop for the retail staff,
Ah,
crammed
okay.
them in her car, and took off. Well, the Target employees saw her do it and saw her drive away, so they
Mhm,
gave a description of the car to the police. They tracked her down pretty quickly,
mhm.
but she actually has so much in her car that they think she actually stole from more than one car at this point. But yeah, she had $2,500 worth of Stanley Cups in her trunk. But there's another element to this, which I think you'll find rather hilarious, because she's been charged with grand theft and DUI
Oh,
because
for
she
God's
was, in
sake.
fact, intoxicated while she did this.
Oh, dear God.
So, as we know, because we've all seen them everywhere, the Stanley brand 40-ounce Quencher model cup
Mhm,
that retails for around $45
mhm,
for a cup has become a major thing, right? This is
mhm,
a big TikTok craze. We got cups, they're not Stanleys, but they're in the same style for Christmas
mhm,
that are literally bejeweled,
mhm,
and they were gifts and they are beautiful. I love mine. I use it all the time.
mhm.
However, have I ever considered robbing a Target for a whole bunch of them? No, I have not. But
Probably
what I
not,
didn't
no.
know is that there is a very specific market for certain cups,
Oh,
certain
right.
colors, certain themes. The Starbucks ones that Target was selling, one of them was going on eBay for 15,000
What?
thousand with a T dollars. And it
Oh,
incensed Starbucks so much that they have stopped selling them because they don't want to add to this insanity. So let me just show you this picture one last time because this is our dumb criminal of the day and all of the cups that she stole while also committing a DUI. So, note to self, just chill out and drink out of whatever vessel you have in your house. My God,
it's so
that's what
wild
you
with
gotta think.
Stanley because when we were kids, our dad had this big green, like, metal
Yes,
Stanley thermos that
thermos
he
thing.
would
Yeah,
fill up with, hot soup or hot cocoa when we'd go ice fishing. I
yes.
remember when we were kids, the Stanley probably saved our lives, to be honest.
Oh,
But
out ice fishing, definitely.
Mhm.
Worst hobby ever. But yeah,
I can few
so there
think
you
of
go.
few things less fun than ice fishing. Yeah,
Oh my God, right? Like, I don't know, having your toenails pulled out one at a time with pliers, kind of like that.
kind of.
So, with that, we salute you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Also, you're going to do some time. Good luck with that. And
Yeah.
with that, I'm going to kick this back to you for our main case.
Okay. Well, the community of Joliet, Illinois, has been through something. Something terrible happened there
Yeah.
on Sunday, and there has actually already been a conclusion. But I think that their story is worth telling. While it's not, well, it is an ongoing investigation, but uh, I want to introduce you to Romeo Nance.
Yeah.
Romeo Nance on Sunday killed his whole family and someone else and shot someone else. And it's just hard to even understand. I think the first thing we'll do is go ahead and watch a clip from the press conference.
Afternoon, the JPD was summoned to the 2200 block of West Acres. It was quickly determined at that time that two homes on that block contained a total of 7 persons who were all shot to death. Through our investigation, we are now comfortable saying that this multi-victim homicide occurred Sunday afternoon. When officers arrived, this was no longer a fluid, active scene. Shortly after, we were confident that the offender had fled the area and was no longer in Will County or the city of Joliet. Our detectives worked quickly and identified a suspect in this matter and disseminated that information to media outlets immediately in a very rapid fashion. As you're aware, that subject was Romeo Nance. During the course of this investigation, we determined that a 3-year-old boy was unaccounted for, and we quickly located that child with a relative in a nearby community. Shortly after 9 p.m. last night, we were notified by Texas law enforcement authorities and our federal partners that our subject, 23-year-old Romeo Nance, was killed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound after a brief confrontation with law enforcement. We have confirmed the victims in this case were of a variety of different ages. Inside the residence at 2212, there was 4 females, aged 14, 16, 20, and 38. There was also a 38-year-old male at that residence. All were deceased. At the address of 2225, there was 1 female, age 47, and a male victim, age 35. They too were deceased. I want to remind everybody this is still a very complicated and active investigation. We are still relatively limited in how much information we can provide, but we will continue to get as much information to you in a timely fashion when that information is available. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Jungles. I'm a Deputy Chief with the Will County Sheriff's Office, and I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of what has occurred thus far involving the Will County Sheriff's Office. On January 21st at approximately 4:27 p.m., deputies with the Will County Sheriff's Office were sent to an address at Pheasant Run Apartments, located off of Pheasant Run Road and Route 53 in Joliet Township. While deputies were en route, they were advised that there was a man found bleeding from the head for an apparent gunshot wound. Deputies located a critically injured male, later identified as Toyosi Bakari, age 28, of Joliet, who was originally from Nigeria. Deputies began to perform life-saving efforts on Mr. Bakari at that time. He had a single gunshot wound to his head, which entered through the left portion near his eye. It is believed that the weapon used in this incident was a 9mm handgun, but further confirmation is needed from the Northeastern Illinois Regional Crime Lab that the Will County Sheriff's Office uses. While deputies were securing the crime scene, they were informed of another shooting that occurred in the city of Joliet, and that was located at the 200 block of Davis Street. The victim reported to Joliet Police Department the suspect vehicle in that incident was a red Toyota. Toyosi Bakari was transported to St. Joseph Hospital in Joliet, where he succumbed to his injuries. Our hearts break for the Bakari family and those that have been affected by this senseless act of violence. Once detectives and crime scene investigators were on scene, it was clear that robbery was not a motive to this. Money was found in the area near where Bakari was located. Detectives learned that he had exited his residence in an attempt to purchase some cigarettes at a local gas station. Video surveillance recovered at the scene showed the suspect vehicle both entering and exiting the Pheasant Run Apartments in a short period of time. This vehicle matched the same description as the Joliet shooting. By 8 p.m., law enforcement was able to identify the suspect vehicle as a red Toyota Camry bearing license plate Q730412. Detectives utilized license plate readers exclusively to attempt to locate the vehicle. The suspect vehicle was known to be used by Joliet resident Romeo Nance, who has an extensive criminal history.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, and there's another victim that was shot in the leg that was not killed. There is some surveillance video from someone's Ring doorbell on the internet. I'm not going to show it here because I'm not going to show a video of someone getting shot, but
Yeah.
he was just getting some stuff out of his car. He looked like he was maybe hauling in groceries. And
Okay.
that red Camry pulled up, and it looked like they had some back and forth, and then the Camry left. It looks like maybe he went around the block, came back, and fired several shots at him and hit him in the leg.
Wow. Is he related to this group of people, or?
So the victim that he shot and did not kill, it does not appear that he has a relation to them or maybe even knows who they
Mm.
are. The other gentleman that was shot in the temple, also the gentleman from Nigeria, also doesn't appear that he knows him. The rest of the
Wow.
people, so after they identified the car, and again, Romeo's only 23, but he has an extensive criminal history. He's out on bond currently and was supposed to be having pretrial next month on a whole bunch of assault and gun charges. He's got burglary charges. He's got charges from when he was in jail last year after he was first arrested for all of this other assault and stuff, for injuring another inmate, for injuring jail property by breaking out a window. Kid's out of control, obviously.
Yeah.
They said that there was a 3-year-old that they believed to be missing and was found with a different family member, thank God. That is believed to be
Oh,
Romeo's son. He apparently has a 3-year-old or 4-year-old
oh
child,
boy.
so thank goodness that kid is okay. So once they recognized whose car this was, and again, he is well known to the police, they surveyed his home, hoping, or his last known address, hoping he'd show up there. They surveilled for about 12 hours and nothing, no one came or went from that address. They knocked on the door, no one came to the door. They knew that he was also associated with an address across the street. So they walked across the street to that house to knock on the door and saw blood spatter on the door.
Mm.
And so they entered that home, and that's when they found, I believe, his aunt and uncle deceased in that house. And so they went back
Yeah.
across the street to the other house and discovered his mom, brother, and 3 little sisters, all deceased.
My God.
So the names of the victims
So
have been
horrific.
released now. So Tamika Nance, 47, is believed to be his mother. Christine Esters, 38, is believed to be his aunt. William Esters, 35, believed to be an uncle. Joshua Nance, 31, believed to be his brother. There's also a conversation about Joshua that he may have been bedridden or was in having a health
Mm.
crisis of some sort. Alexandria Nance, 20, is believed to be the suspect's sister. Alana Nance, 16, believed to be the suspect's sister. And Angel Nance, 14, also believed to be the suspect's sister.
Mm.
Uh, and then somehow managed to get from Illinois to Texas yesterday, where last night he ended up in an altercation with law enforcement in Texas in which he took his own life.
Why Texas?
Why
Was
Texas?
he running for Mexico, maybe?
Maybe
Or
it
was
was
there
near
somebody he was looking to kill there as well?
he was near
Wow.
Natalia, Texas, and we're not sure. They don't know. They don't have any idea right now of motive, why this happened. Apparently last year when he was first arrested with for a bunch of other crimes, he the ones that he should be going to trial on here shortly.
Yeah.
His family tried to bail him out. The bail bond was set at $100,000. His attorney tried to get it lowered to 20,000, saying that his family was prepared to bail him out, and the judge said no because these weren't his first offenses. He already had offenses for shooting at people and other things,
Mhm.
and so he was in jail for about 3 months, 2, 3 months, somewhere in there, before his aunt and uncle bailed him out.
The very people he killed.
I think so. I'm not
Oh
very sure.
boy.
He's got other families, so I don't know for sure it was them, but that's the whisperings on the internet is that, yeah, it was the family that he actually killed.
Mm.
So, obviously, there's a lot we don't know yet, but the people in Joliet were all put on notice that he was they were looking for him, that he was armed and dangerous. There's all these rumors about, you know, all these murders, and people were terrified.
Yeah.
I have questions about how did he get from point A to point B so fast? They said that would have been an 18-hour drive, and he must have barely had 18 hours. Uh,
Wow.
why was he going there? And also,
Yeah.
are there crimes along the way that haven't been linked to him yet? Because this kid
Does
was
make you wonder.
10 out of 10 out of control. So, is
Yeah.
it possible that he hurt other people on his way to Texas? We don't know that, but we may. They're all over this case now, of course. But my God, all of our love to the Nance family, to everybody that's affected by
Yeah.
this. Thinking about those children, the teenagers and their friends and their school and,
Mm.
potentially their teammates or,
Yeah.
everyone that they knew, the neighbors, everyone affected by this. I have questions because this happened in the afternoon on Sunday.
Hmm.
Did no one hear a gunshot?
Right.
He shot and killed
And many
7
gunshots.
people on the same street. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy that nobody reported it before they
Yeah.
found them.
Or did they? And they just haven't put 2 and 2 together. I'm confused about that,
Yeah.
how that could have happened, but who knows? And maybe people just weren't home, weren't around, or are used to hearing gunshots and didn't equate it to anything.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was one question that I sure had. But at any rate, we're very, very sorry for these families and for this community because I can't imagine the loss. Multiple police officers have said that in all of their time in service, this was the worst thing they have ever seen.
Oh, I cannot imagine.
And so our hearts also go out to all of the first responders that had to be a part of this as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll keep an eye on it. If more information comes out, we'll certainly share that with you. Cases like this, I think they help us to understand the desperation or the situation, whatever was going on in his head. And maybe we'll never know. Maybe the police will never know. It's very likely they won't. But
Hmm.
just maybe there'll be at least a digital trail that helps them understand what was going on with this kid that he
Yeah.
snapped and did this. But,
And
again,
why did he turn at his family?
right, because from his
You
criminal
know.
history, he was very out of control, as is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So with that, I'm going to kick the mic back over to you for some creepy crime.
Yes. Well, fortunately, police in Michigan managed to, or not in Michigan, police in Massachusetts arrested a Michigan man because he was planning to plant homemade explosives at the Satanic Temple in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh,
This is him right here. His name is Luke Isaac Terpstra. He's 30, and his plan was to plant explosives at the Satanic Temple. This is according to the police in Salem, Massachusetts. He actually visited Salem in November of 2023, they believe possibly for planning purposes.
oh, he's not even from there?
No, he's from Michigan. He was
Good
arrested
Lord.
by the Grants Police Department on January 2nd and is charged with explosives, possession of bombs with unlawful intent. Um,
Oh.
the police don't believe that he had any accomplices.
Hmm.
It was all on his own. Of course, the community in Salem found it terrifying.
Sure.
Here's the thing. We live in a country that is based on religious freedom, which actually means religious freedom for everyone,
Yeah.
not just any one group, but everyone. This is
Hmm.
the same as trying to bomb a Mormon church or a Christian church or a Jewish synagogue or a Muslim mosque. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. The goal was to bring about mayhem and death
Hmm.
and target someone for their beliefs.
Hmm.
And the United States has gotten to be a really damn scary place for things like this.
Hmm.
This is the Satanic Temple in Salem, Massachusetts. It's just a big house. Um, it's believed that he was targeting that church particularly for their beliefs. I mean, we're very grateful that people are making reports and seeing something and saying something and speaking up and keeping, helping to prevent more of these situations. But boy,
Yeah.
we just don't know. I just don't know where this ends.
Yeah.
Where does this stop? And this extreme hatred
Yep.
of someone who is different, someone with different beliefs, hatred to the point of bombing a building and murdering people.
Hmm.
It's really, really scary.
Yeah.
And, the bottom line is that we all have the right to have our own beliefs, whatever they are. Not everybody is a big fan of the Satanic Temple. I don't care.
Hmm.
It's the same as any other religion, it's the same as any other church. We don't get to murder people because they don't think like we do.
No.
This has to stop. It
Yeah.
has to. And this young man has gone very wrong in his life to think
Yeah.
that this was something that was okay for him to do. And I find it terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm really, really grateful that law enforcement caught him and stopped him before it actually happened.
Yeah.
But that is the exception, not the rule. We're
Yeah.
just seeing more and more of this hatred that is
Hmm.
it's really
It's
difficult for me to fathom it.
it is for me too, and I think very scary. It says scary things about us as a society currently, that we have this much hate in this country, and that we are so sure that some people's, not all of us, but some people are so sure that their rights, that their religions are should be held above everyone else's, and
Right?
yeah, we are so off track.
We really are. And the idea that, your beliefs supersede someone else's to the point of death is really pretty much the cause of most of the wars that have happened on this planet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and are we ever going to learn a lesson here
Yeah.
as humanity that people are going to differ and that everybody is allowed to have their belief and everybody is allowed to live?
Yeah.
No one's hurting anybody. The Satanic Temple isn't hurting anyone.
No.
They're
No.
just doing their thing, and they certainly didn't deserve to be targeted this way, just
No.
like a mosque or a Jewish temple or a Christian church. Nobody
Yeah.
deserves that target on their back.
No, absolutely not. This is so unacceptable. If you don't believe in a certain church, if you don't believe in what the Satanic Temple is doing, don't go there. It's not that
Right.
hard.
Pretty
Go where
simple.
you do resonate with, what you do agree with. It's not that hard.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And we have to be aware of this kind of hatred, and we have to be aware of people who carry out these things
Hmm.
because we may see something. And we always have to say something if we do.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a threat anymore. It's much
No.
threat because it so often has been carried out
Hmm.
to the point that we can't just, think, oh, they'll never really do it because many of these people actually do.
Yeah.
And that person is very sick
Hmm.
in the mind to think that this is the way to behave. And the only thing that we can do is to love and accept one another and speak up when
Yeah.
someone's lives is starting to behave this way.
Hmm. 100%. All righty. Well, there you have it. Ugh. Yikes.
Quite a day.
Bitches be bonkers. People are
True.
acting crazy as hell right now. I mean,
Hmm.
it is January, and January is certainly a month for people to go off their rockers, but yikes. Friends, be careful, please.
Yeah.
And as always, if you see something, say something. We will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for case updates.
Hmm.
And as promised, Christy's going to launch her Etsy store. So you want to be
Yes, I
here
am.
for that and help celebrate that with us. And
Hmm.
we'll have a lot. Crumbly started seating jurors today. So,
Yes.
and it's Jennifer.
Yeah,
So
it's
we didn't
Jennifer
know
Crumbly.
for sure what order we were going in, but it is Jennifer.
Yeah.
So Jennifer's going first, and he is going second. His trial is not until March at this point.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens with Jennifer's trial first, and if Ethan's going to actually testify or what's going to happen. I have a lot to say about Crumbly, but we'll do that tomorrow night,
Yeah.
um, along with several other cases that are still at trial. Um, you'll be surprised to see, or maybe you won't, that Miss Donna Adelson was once upon a time on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh no, really? Oh boy.
And Wendy Adelson was on The Weakest Link.
Really?
If that doesn't track, I don't know what does.
I'm afraid it really, really does. That is a major cell phone. How funny.
Wendy, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.
So we'll have more on that.
Yes, we will.
But until then, please take good care of yourselves. Do good things for you. You deserve it. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad. Take care.
Bye, everybody.